guys, Jasmine here, the founder of Mybudgetbinder. So question that I get all the time is, Jasmine, how do I start my budget? And I personally love that question because I think it is a healthy question. It is literally the foundation of your whole financial journey. So whether you're buying a house, whether you're saving, whether you're paying off debt, what is my budget is literally the foundation. So I'm gonna give you guys a few tips on how to actually start. And these are in no particular order, you guys. Make sure that you set a goal for yourself. Goal setting, I think, is so imperative for myself when I was paying off my debt. Actually, when I was saving. When I was saving, I would set aside and say, I want to save, I don't remember the exact numbers, I want to save this amount by this date from this paycheck, right? And that may mean a lot of sacrifices. And I always say, setting a goal for yourself does not have to be something so grand, right? In my company, what I'm an advocate for is making sure that people do not feel bad about their financial situation. If you cannot save $100 right now, save $25, save $5, save $10. It is all going to make a difference in your financial journey. So make sure that you set a goal, whether it's paying off debt, whether it's saving, set a goal for yourself. The next step, understanding your income. How much money do you bring home each week? And I know most people are like, oh, you know, I have a set balance, I have a set salary, I bring home this amount. Okay, those numbers are necessary to know. When budgeting, numbers are key, you guys. Crunching the numbers, knowing the numbers, all of that is key. After you know your number, after you know your income. So when you're setting a goal, say for instance, after you've written down all of your bills, I would add those for a total. Say for instance, for the full month, all of your bills come out to $1,050, right? Practically speaking, all your bills come out to $1,050, and you know that you bring home net gross, I don't know how you guys may work that with your jobs and such, but say for instance, if you bring home $1,500 for the month, right? You know after all of your bills, and you will have this amount set aside, and that's why creating a budget is important. All my bills add up to $1,050. That means I bring home $1,500 each month. That means that I'll have $450 after all of my bills are paid, right? Okay, great. All your bills are paid. Those are things that come out every month. Most of those are not going to fluctuate after you've seen like, okay, I don't need to increase or decrease my spending habits here. From there, if you're trying to save money, you can say, great, now that I know on the regular, all of my bills come out to this, I have this amount left, I'm going to set aside an extra $200 each paycheck because I know that it's not going to affect my way of living, my bills. It's not going to affect my livelihood, right? The next step is understanding your expenses. Expenses simply are, what are the bills, what are the things that are coming out each month? That is why you have to have a section for writing everything out. For most financial institutions, they do normally include a section to tell you where you are spending the most money. Most of you guys didn't know, I worked in banking for 4 years. So most financial institutions include an aspect where you can see, I spend a lot of money on food. I can cut down on shopping a lot. Target has seen me way too many times. Like most people, right? Like, let me go grab a candle. We know. So for most people, that is where you need to know, where is your money being allocated? No matter if you don't need to save as much money right now, if you're doing good, if you don't have any debt, you need to know where all of your money is being allocated to, right? The next step, you need to actually now create your budget. How I personally create my budget and how Mybudgetbinder was founded, I would create a section after writing out all of my bills, which paycheck goes to which. Like say for instance, if I got paid every 2 weeks, I know I brought home say like $1,500 every 2 weeks. I know that most of my bills come out between the 1st and the 15th. I'm going to then allocate those bills that come out between the 1st and the 15th towards my first paycheck. That is a way you can get started with your budget. The next step is to keep track of everything. Guys, I'm an advocate. You need to make sure that you have all of your financial institutions apps downloaded so that you are checking. I would definitely recommend checking for sure weekly. People check daily, definitely check daily, check weekly. Look through your accounts. What is coming out of my budget? For most institutions, they actually have it to where you can see where you spend the most money, because you can then see where you need to cut back at. If you are looking to pay down debt, for instance, you need to be able to detail where my money is coming from. Set aside a day. Literally, taking out 30 minutes out of your week will save you guys so much money. I mean, how many times you just fall off? And that's why I say it's like, you're not buying like some planner or something like that, and I don't want it to like collect dust. No. set aside, this is a dedication and a commitment to yourself, you guys. Set aside 30 minutes, choose one day out of the week, 30 minutes on a Sunday. I'm gonna set aside, I'm gonna review my budget, I'm gonna review my expenses. What could I have cut back on? How much money did I save? Am I on track to meet my financial goals? Tip is understanding your why. Now, this may not be important, but I personally think that it is, and is why I included it in my budget binder, is because understanding your why behind creating a budget, you need money is attached to some emotional aspect. I always say that, you guys know, well, you may not know, I worked in banking for 4 years. Money is attached to an emotional aspect. So understanding your why of why I'm creating a budget, those things emotionally are going to dictate and that's what's going to keep you going and keep you running back to keep my budget updated, because you budgeting is so much bigger than yourself. I mean, how many times do people fall off with a goal because there is, or they may not see the aspect behind it, the why behind it, because me budgeting, me learning financial literacy, it's all bigger than you. So I think the first step is understanding your why. I personally have a section for understanding your why in my budget binder as well. Why is you budgeting important?